All right, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, it's Craft Chest here, and this video right here is My Wood Adventure 3, and we're going to change the name now to My Audio Adventure Part 1. All right, or should we just keep it My Wood Adventure? I don't know. You tell me down in the comments. You want to just keep it going, My Wood Adventure, since this is still an adventure. Here is the enclosure right here. It's by no means finished, but I had to get to a stopping point. Wanted to bring it inside so the Gorilla Glue could get climate controlled, the wood stay climate controlled, and it'll suck all that moisture out of here. I drilled a couple of pilot holes here for my jigsaw, because I'm going to actually draw the circles here for the subwoofers. We're going to have 212 blaupunkts going up inside of this box right here. And I don't know if I even posted that video or not, but they're actually sitting right over here in this box. I don't know, you want to see them? Let me show you one of them right now while we're doing this, just in case I did not upload that video, because I'm bad about making videos and saying, nah, no, that's going to get out of step or whatever. But here's what we're going to do, and I have to actually, once again, I don't know if I posted it or not. I'm getting old, everybody. Old and senile. I can't remember anything, but I remember this type of stuff for whatever reason. All right, so here we have a 12-inch blaupunkt subwoofer. And I got this idea from a guy, Williston Audio Labs. The other guy, Hi-Fi Vega, they have a podcast called 12 Volt Talk, and they have Facebook page, all that other good stuff. I'll put the links down to their pages down here. And there's a few other guys in on this challenge called the $150 Challenge. Well, Derek, aka Big D, but I guess he's just going by Derek now, is running 4 of these subwoofers that he got for $20 a piece. So he's under his budget, plus I think he bought an amp and still stayed under budget. What? So right here, there's going to be 2 12s going into this box right over here. I have one here and one here. And I'm almost, since this is an experiment, I'm almost tempted to go one here and one here. That's crazy, isn't it? That's just silly. But I do things like that, and sometimes those silly things can actually turn out to be awesome things, but I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. We're just going to keep it simple, probably. Just go side by side, traditional. But that actually does sound pretty cool. One up here, one here, backfire, upfire. Or, if you really want to get funky with it, put one in the front and one in the back. I wonder what that would do. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. I have another video that I'm going to splice in, and we're going to take a brief tour of this subwoofer. I like this surround. Look at this. It's got a rubber surround. It goes all the way here. It can come off if you need it to. The magnet, I don't know, 40, 50 ounces tops. And what we're going to do, we have a Punch 45 in the car right now that works. It does have a little noise in the line. I think one of the channels, it's either because I don't have the ground in a good spot, or one of the channels is bad. I think one of the channels is bad anyway, because when I hook up left channel, it works. Right channel, it's got a lot of static in it, but when I go bridged, orange and brown, the noise is minimal. Like that little, it goes, and I think that's something in the board that may be cooked. If anybody knows what causes amps to go, almost like radio static. All right, even when the radio is on mute, it comes through. But what we're going to do is take that out, and this actually has a decal that I popped off accidentally, by the way. Didn't mean to do it, but here we have a Punch 150. I got to get that decal pressed back on. That is in very good condition. I actually want to show you. Let me just unplug that headset right there. That thing's getting annoying. I actually want to show you briefly. Let me find it. Yeah, here we go. Let me come over to this screen here, and I want to show you briefly the inside of this amp, which is very, very clean. I put the screws back on it since this video. I was going to upload this video. I might have uploaded this video. Like I said, I don't know. I'm getting old and senile. But since I was doing this box and wanted to show you the sub, we're going to take the 45 out, and this amp is in very good condition. Let me come back over here. Let me actually back this up, because I wanted to show you something here. I wanted to show you the cover. Yeah, look at this. And I'm going to show you again, but look at it. Look at this cover. The decals on this thing are pristine. The inside of it is beautiful, and it kind of makes me think that this amp hadn't been used a whole lot. It is a previous owner, one owner amp, previous to me. It smells good, it feels good, it looks really good for its age. This is an original 1999 Punch 150 A2 series. I don't see any major damage to it. I mean, you get little dings and scratches like that all the time, but you know, like this right here. But that's on the actual like vent plate, cosmetic plate over here, so that's not a big deal. That might have just happened by them taking it off and throwing it in the back of a truck or something. But here we go with the terminals on this right here. As you can see, I got terminal screws put in here that I had to actually buy the terminal screws, but that is a good looking profile for this amp to be as old as it is. I can't wait to get it in the car after we get these subwoofers in this box. Get the box all nice and pretty. And what I did for terminal screws, there's a little trick until you can actually get the gold plated screws. Now eventually I want to get gold plated screws, but in a pinch, just for test purposes, because I'm not going to just, whoa, we're not going for 1,000 watts out of this thing. Just for test purposes, I got one of these, what they call a 8-circuit terminal block that has these little terminal screws. Those terminal screws, and you can get this for $7.28 at Lowe's. Those terminal screws just so happen to be the same size, because terminal screws. All right, there are just some things that are universal. They got the square nut on them, and they will work. Because I have one gold plated, which is going to be for the power, obviously, and then the ground. I mean, all these amps back then, 10 gauge, 8 gauge if you're lucky, if you can find a reducer, you know, the ring and the little forks that go in here. 10 gauge, 12 gauge, that's what people ran power and ground on these anyway. 12 gauge, 14 gauge speaker wire, or even sub wire. And that was the going thing. I mean, that was just normal for these, because most of the Rockford Fosgates back in the day, I know way back with the Punch 45, were rated at 12 volts. Now, true, you could push more through here and whatever, you know, I mean, alternator power, get to the larger wires and all that, and you know the deal. I'm not even going to get into all that, but I'm really excited to try that, and I dearly hope it works, because that's going to go perfectly, I believe, with these subwoofers. And this is just a test. The reason why I'm even doing any of this is because I am eventually going to have a short enough system in my car. I wanted to do this because I got $50 worth of subwoofer, $20 worth of wood. I have the amplifiers already. Oh yeah, and I did get replacement speakers for my doors. And since we're going blaupunkt, we got the head unit, that little $10 head unit that from Williston Audio Labs. I went ahead and got one of these, which is called, what is this? The GTX 650 4-way 6.5s. And I actually hooked one of these up just so I didn't blow up anything in my car. I hooked one of these up as like the sacrificial guinea pig to the Punch 45, just in case. And these little things beat. I'm not even gonna lie. It was sitting there, boom, 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 and it wasn't bottoming out or scratching or anything. Now, albeit the gains were turned way down and all that, but these sound pretty good. I can't wait to get these in the car either. I got so much stuff. I got all this stuff, and it ain't in the car. I have one thing after another coming up personal, you know, working full time, 40 hours a week, laundry, visiting, got other things happening, get distracted. I hadn't been gaming at all. AFK, passively gaming in BDO. But let me splice in the rest of this video before I get on a total rant, because this video is already long, but it's cool, man. This is some cool stuff going on right here. So we have all kind of stuff. Plus, we have the upgrade wires that we're going to be putting in there a little later at this Punch 150. This is actually 6 gauge, I believe it is. Yeah, 6 gauge, rated at 1200. Supposedly, this is oxygen-free copper. It says it right here, oxygen-free copper wire. I don't see anything that says CCA anywhere on this pack, so we're going to see. But right now, we do have the Rockford Fosgate Renegade kit in there right now, running on the Punch 45, and it's doing its job. I'm not going to change it unless I need to change it. I just have backups over here, because this is actually what I'm running in there right now. This is actually what we're running. This is the Renegade 10 gauge wire, or I'm sorry, 8 gauge power wire. 10 gauge, 8 gauge power wire, 8 gauge ground, and if we need to upgrade it to the 6, we'll do that, but I think we'll be fine right here. So alright, stay tuned. I'm going to splice in another video, and we're going to go outside and have a look at the box, and then I'll show you some steel frames at the very end. I'll be back. Stay tuned. Alright, everybody out there in the Craft Chest Nation, is Craft Chest here, and a little bit more quiet than I normally would. Just wanted to get a little update on this. I do have some slides I'm going to be throwing in here shortly. I'm letting this glue kind of tack up. Let me show you where we're at right now. Actually, I could set that up there. Didn't even think about that. Light's kind of limited because it's back that way. I'm kind of back over here in the corner. As you can see, I have the box pretty much wrapped up as far as the enclosure is concerned. Let me put it up like this and give you a little wide out of it. We went with 14 high, 16 wide, and 32 across on this particular build, using leftover scraps for the side braces right here. And I know that's probably an odd looking brace, but it's going to work and actually tightens this box up. And this is a sealed enclosure, so this is where we're at right now, and that's the top right there. I haven't cut the holes in it because I do mine a little bit backwards. I used to cut my holes first before placing it in, but I want to actually go ahead and put it here, and then I'm going to drill a pilot hole through where one of the subwoofers are going to go. That way the glue can evaporate out with its fumes. I'll actually put one on either side right there before I'm all said and done, but I'm letting this glue tack up a little bit, and I'm not even going to swing the camera around because I look like I'm sweating like a judge on election day. Need to shave, hair all jacked up, my gel cap's gone, fighting mosquitoes out here, and the humidity. You can probably just see right here, I am, you know, sweaty chest. So anyway, here's the box, and we do have everything else prepared. So I'm just going to slap this lid on. We'll get a picture of it and get all the pictures of the steps. I was going to actually document this a little bit better, but the phone wanted to run out of battery real quick. So just a quick recap: 16 wide, 32 across, 14 high in the middle. Also too, right here on the front panel is going to be 14. Subwoofer is going to be 212s in this box. And there we go. It's a craft of the mind, everybody. Go out there and have some fun. I'll be back with another update soon. Woo! Alright, and we're back. And I need to clarify something, because watching that video and thinking about it from the beginning of this particular vlog on this enclosure, I'm giving you guys the wrong measurements. Let's come over here to a snapshot that I took of the box. I'm going to use my mouse pointer. This box is actually 14 by 14 by 32 on the measurements. Alright, the top and bottom are 16 by 32. The inside cuts over here for the faceplate and the back on the sides here are 14 inside and 14 tall, which gives this particular build a 1.81 cubic feet minus the brace. Should hover around 1.75, maybe a little bit more. I don't have a slide rule and a plumb bob to do these type of calculations, but going by the actual right way to figure enclosures, you would take your base, your height, and your width. That'll give you your overall divided by 1728 equals 3.62. We have two subwoofers, so we're going to divide that by 2 because of the 2 chambers, and we end up with 1.81 cubic feet per chamber over here and here, minus this structure right here in the middle. That's going to put us right about where we need to be for optimal frequency for a sealed enclosure for the blaupunkts, and it's going to work out. And one other thing that I need to work out here is putting a terminal. I'm probably going to put one on either side in case I ever want to run them stereo or take it out and run it a different way. Right now I'm probably just going to drill a pilot hole and put the do the old bolt trick through there. Go get me a copper bolt and just drill a hole through there for that. I know that's kind of ghetto, but that's probably what we're going to end up doing, because once again, just for test purposes, just to get my sound chamber, see what we're working with here with some actual bass in the vehicle, find my rattle points, which I found a bunch of them just with the 6x9s on the Punch 45. I've tightened down most of those, but we got a lot of things to do. But this is one step closer to getting where we need to be. And then we're going to actually begin with the build, with the electrical, with the alternator, with the battery, picking out the actual amps and subwoofers. And we'll be rocking this for a little while. We'll do some sound demos. We'll fancy up the box. I don't know. Do we want to paint it, carpet it, vinyl? Do I want to do what a lot of people are doing out there? That I actually got an idea for that. I was like, you know, I watched a video not so long ago about this stuff called Raptor Liner. And everybody's always talking about some Raptor Liner. And then, of course, I saw people starting to upload videos, so I'm late on that one. But we might actually do some Raptor Liner on this box right here, or some undercoating or whatever, because that stuff actually is pretty cool. And its noise dampening factors will help in a lot of ways for the outside of the box. I don't know. I just have that idea that it will. So we might actually do that. But here we go. We are there, baby. We are at the starting line. The hard part's out of the way. Or is it? Stay tuned. It's a craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun. Woo!